We all know just how good the algorithms are on social media at making sure that our experience is customised with adverts which should appeal to us, the users. Now, the thing with social media is that as we're given it free, we are the products being sold. And there's this urban myth that our phones are listening to us all the time. They aren't. The truth is even more frightening. With the introduction of more modern AI, the algorithms on social media can now predict what we're going to do almost perfectly. Say you're in the pub on a Saturday afternoon, you're talking with your mates about football, and 2 minutes later, an advert comes up on your phone for a football kit. The phone wasn't listening, but it's learnt your routine, knowing that around this time of the week, you're more than likely to be on your phone looking for something about football. But AI so far isn't that bright, and sometimes it gets things wrong. Say you've bought a new toilet seat. You can guarantee then you'll be bombarded for a fortnight with adverts for fucking toilet seats. If I've bought one generally, my water closet needs have been met. I don't need any more of them. And then just yesterday on Facebook, it went a bit berserk and decided to show me nothing but pictures of Dua Lipa for around half an hour. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Dua Lipa is a goddess. Yet it meant my newsfeed all looked rather samey, and it didn't have any news on it. However, to make these videos, I use clips which I've taken either from X, formerly Twitter, or TikTok. And I don't use TikTok much because I have an attention span of more than 10 seconds. But I bet even the spies back in Beijing going through my data are wondering, what the fuck is this guy into? Because it's a mixture of things I am interested in. Clips from stand-up comedians, my favourite TV shows, lots of attractive ladies playing musical instruments, that's very much my thing. I play guitar myself, and I admire anyone who takes the time and effort to master an instrument, particularly when they look like that. Also, recently, I've been getting lots of TikToks from this Asian model. I have no idea who she is, but pretty much gives me faith that there's a God. Then there's the other things which I look at on TikTok, which I'm not interested in on a personal level, but I am for these videos. So, after the pretty girls playing pianos and drums, there are the crying non-binary types getting upset because someone isn't using the pronouns they made up that morning, hordes of creepy furries, and lots of transgender types. And that's what we'll talk about today, because there are many trans women, and if you're a man, you want to put on a dress, you do you, mate, as long as you're not hurting anyone else. But there are some men who dress as women who convince themselves that they're lesbians. No, mate, you're not a lesbian, you're just a straight bloke with a cross-dressing fetish. And increasingly, other trans women who claim firstly that we can't tell that they're trans, and secondly, that straight men want to date them. So let's get into it. Clearly, there are some men who are into the whole chicks with dicks thing, and if that's you, go and live your life. Yet, when I'm on TikTok, this relentless barrage of men cosplaying, laughing as women, claiming to be absolutely irresistible, it never ends, as we will now see. Because not only do some of these trans women, or men, think they're... That's wrong. They don't think they're as attractive as women. They think they're more attractive than women. Reasons why men are attracted to T-girls? They know the male anatomy. Yes, mate, you would do, because you're a man. Albeit a man with too much makeup, and I shudder to think how many fucking filters he's got on his phone. He won't look anything like that in real life. Next up, no pregnancy scares. Yes, mate, you haven't got a wound. Not only that, you haven't even got a vagina, and as a straight man, that's a bit of a deal breaker for me. I'd never go out with a woman who didn't come with a tunnel of love. And then finally, you can flip the roles. Again, call me bigoted if you want, but I'm a heterosexual man. I have no desire to get forcibly buggered. I don't want to reenact that scene from Deliverance. Anyway, let's stay with our new friend. So there it is, the claim that trans women are hotter than actual women. Do the confused men in dresses really believe this, or are they trying to convince themselves? Because it's misogyny off the scale. It's different level sexism, saying that men are better at being women than actual women. Next we have an even more outlandish claim. Yes, heterosexual men, given just a few short hours in the company of a trans woman, cannot wait to jump into bed with some VD-ridden crossdresser to experience the joy of blowing their jizz up another man's arsehole. Now, I would argue that any man who does that probably isn't straight, and of course there's nothing wrong with being gay. But would a gay man be into a trans woman? Because that's a man trying to look like a woman. I thought gay men were into men. This stuff is so fucking confusing. I think they make these TikToks for themselves. Like I said, to convince themselves that they're attractive. And of course, there are some men who find trans women attractive. But I think that's just a handful of fetishists, not the majority of straight men. And I say that as a straight man. So let's meet another trans woman who looks almost identical to the one we've just seen. Trying to remember if he told, I'm presuming, his date that he's trans. Sorry to break this to you, Chief. We know. We all know. Your type are so easy to spot. First of all trans women dress either like they're a housewife from the 1950s or, as we've just seen, like he works as a barmaid at the cheapest strip club in the world. And there are other giveaways. If you're 6'4" and by 11 o'clock at night you've got a bit of stubble coming on, that's also a giveaway. If you introduce yourself and go, hello, my name's Tracy, we can all tell. And in that skirt, mate, once you start walking, your cock starts slapping against the front of it, we will all know. Next up, here's one who is actually quite convincing.
I just don't have the energy for this. I am unsubscribing from this drama.
Wondering why a man won't go down on you? I'll keep this as simple as I can, Chief. It's because you've got a dick. And generally speaking, heterosexual men do not suck other men's cocks. Now, as a straight man myself, I have never been on a date where I thought at some point this evening I would like to have someone's erect penis, or flaccid, doesn't matter what it is, I would like that forced down my throat. Straight men don't suck dick. It's not difficult.
What? I mean, shit, I'm just really trying to holler at you for real, for real.
Holler at me for what?
You said what?
Holler at me for what?
I mean, you pretty. You got a nice smile.
Aww.
Oh, I love your personality.
Oh, that's
you
cute.
the only girl I'm really fucking with right now.
Oh, wow.
The one I'm interested in, to be honest with you.
Oh, wow, that's cute.
Once again, there is nothing at all wrong with being gay. No one gets to pick their sexuality. But if a man is in a relationship with another man, even if that man dresses and identifies as a woman, straight he is not. But our friend there is moody because he's late having his estrogen pill. Mate, that'll be what causes the mood swings. You're putting vast amounts of something into your system that isn't meant to be there. Now, I think you should be medicated, but for your mind, not for something physical. There's one clip left, and this one is, disturbing.
As you can see, Hera has a little cone on her head because my little baby just had gender-affirming surgery. Hera just had an orchiectomy, also known as one of the many forms of bottom surgery, but most of you will probably better understand me if I say that she was just neutered. Not spayed, neutered. My dog is trans and I love her so much. She is recovering really well. The doctor said that the surgery went perfect. She was out and awake much quicker than I thought. And she has just been really lazy and chill. She's definitely like in good...
Mate, don't bring your fucking dog into it. Your dog isn't transgender. That doesn't affect the animal kingdom. Not only that, if you've got a male dog and you're calling it a girl, people are just going to look at you like you're a fucking half-wit. Also, and I take this quite personally, having a dog neutered doesn't change its sex, because if that were the case, I would now be a woman. I haven't had them cut off, but I have had a vasectomy. That doesn't mean I'm female. It means I'm a man who doesn't want to have children. I feel for the dog. I fear for the dog. I bet that dog has never licked peanut butter if it wasn't off that bloke's bollocks. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as ever, thanks for watching. I'm going now, it's getting dark. So, if a man is going out with another man, regardless of how that man... I'll fuck that up. So, if a man is going out with another man, whether or not that man identifies as or dresses as a woman, irrespective... Well, fuck it, mate. Leave your fucking dog out of it. That particular mental illness hasn't yet affected... Fucking bollocks to it. Mate, leave your dog out of it. This way of thinking hasn't yet affected the canine world. Besides...